first heat of the 400 metres, and well, there is one of the big names. All eyes on Henriette Jager, European Under-23 Championship silver medalist. She wants gold this time round. World Indoor Championships bronze this year. Prieto of Spain. 63 in Europe this year. Elna Vesta, Swedish Under-23 Championship silver medalist. So I'm 19 years old, one of the youngest in this field. Kalcic of Slovenia, three-time national Under-23 champion, goes on the inside in lane 2, but all eyes on Henriette Jager. What can she do from the outside lane? All eyes have been on her, talking in the press conference about FaceTiming Karsten Warholm, asking for advice. She is on an incredible trajectory. Elna Vesta of Sweden goes in lane 4. A long way to long hold for this first of 4 heats of the women's 400 metres. Same qualification rules as the men, and just look at how hard Henriette Jager has taken this out. Prieto chasing and is moving very well indeed, as is the Italian Vianelli. But it is all about Jager. 150 metres to go. Looks to one side, you can understand why, so hard to judge when she's in the outside lane, but she has a gap, and that will continue to grow surely. Powering through these last 70, 60 metres, another look to the side, she is so comfortable. The Spaniard will take the second spot in a real battle, and just coming through at the end, the 19-year-old Vesta of Sweden. Incredibly comfortable. Well, you have to feel when you look at some of the time she's run and what she's achieved already. A big summer coming, not just here in Bergen. Confirmation of the qualifiers behind her automatically. And that's, Alex, exactly how you want to run your first heat. Get it out the way nice and early, confident, taking those looks, but always from a place of strength, you feel.
Yeah, you just wonder how much energy she was able to save there. I'd say a reasonable amount down the home straight, but yeah, it's always easier said than done, isn't it? And yeah, coming in so strong, she's improved by 2 seconds since she last ran at these championships in Finland a couple of years ago. So whereas a 52-second time then might have been really, really strong, exerting quite a lot of effort, it's extraordinary how now it just isn't necessarily the case anymore. But she's got the 200 metres to come, and yeah, 200 and 400 final, they're in the same session, and that's going to be super tough.
It is, that's why she contacted Karsten Warholm to talk about how hard it is to double up the kind of preparation that he needs to do when he takes on these incredible challenges. So shows just how close-knit these Norwegian athletes are. Straight into her media duties, as she has been. As we head back to the track for the women's 400 metres. Second heat.
And we are ready for the second heat for the women's 400 meter. We see the start was on the screen, and in line 8 we have on the United Kingdom, Rebecca Grieve.
Rebecca Grieve of Great Britain and Northern Ireland going in lane 8. European Under-18 sprint medley champion back in 2022. World Under-20 bronze medalist as well in the 4x4. In 5, Berta Segula. Also decorated in the relays at European age group categories. That was 2023. Sypiuk of Poland goes in lane 3. Van der Scholte. Olympic Games silver medalist in the 4x400 meters on the inside.
On your marks.
So Segula in lane 5. Van der Scholte in lane 2. She'll have athletes to watch and chase.
Set.
Cleanly underway. Even start. Rebecca Grieve going well on the outside. Excellent personal best set this season in the USA. 52.08, and she has opened up quite the gap through the first 150 meters. Segula closing it and closing it well. And she'll start to see her come into her periphery. Rebecca Grieve on the outside. It's these two who are away. Van der Scholte now joining them. And the Dutch athlete going very well indeed. The Spaniard fading. Sipiak coming through, and surely she will take the third automatic qualifying spot. Grieve comes out top. Clock stopping at 52.31. And a confident run from the outside for Rebecca Grieve.
Yeah, only a couple of tenths shy of a personal best of 52.8, but yeah, an athlete who coming through the age groups, I remember at under 17 level, the Scottish Championships, real pedigree right across 100, 200 and 400, and looking superb. I think it was a 300 she ran as part of that medley relay for good measure as well. So yeah, quite impressive. She's been based in the States for the last few years, similar to Brodie Young, the fellow Scot who's made it through to the semis as well.
Yeah, PB'd across all of her distances this season up, and you said, well, 300 metres. She's also done a 600 metres indoor as well. Personal best in that this year. In great form. And looks very confident, very cool, despite the heat. Ticket safely booked for the next round, and confirmation. Segula just fading. Andrei of Romania going in lane 8, two-time national under-23 champion. Alexa Dope set a new personal best at the French trials. She's the 2023 European silver medalist at under 20 level. Keep your eyes on Poppy Malik of Great Britain going in lane 6, the fastest in this field, and looking to add to her collection of medals. Kajnik of Slovenia, 8-time national under-23 champion, and still only 20 years old. One of those who has improved this season, all bar one in this field, setting new personal bests in 2025. Just how fast, though, can Poppy Malik go as she looks to join her compatriot in the next round? She goes in lane 6. Doe in 7, Kajnik in 3. Those are the athletes to watch in this third and penultimate heat of the women's 400 metres, and it's a great start from Poppy Malik of Great Britain. She has the Frenchwoman to the outside of her, and she's already passed the Romanian as well, going in lane 8. Alexa Doe in excellent form this season. And another turn of pace from Poppy Malik, who has found something and is digging deep into the last 100 metres. She comes round the bend and she will have the lead. These two confidently taking the first two qualifying spots, and Alexa Doe just easing over the line. She looks so comfortable, doesn't she? Malik just behind her. Keinik takes third.
Yeah, so the winner of the French trial ahead of the winner of the British trial, and two improvers this year. So we've seen a lot of that 400 metres. Very impressed there with Alex Doe. It was a big margin of victory that she had recently in Nancy. And yeah, she's close to her personal best. She's better than her 2024 best. Poppy Malik, she's gone sub-52 this year, but yeah, ran that pretty hard, so I think she'll be quite pleased. And don't forget, all the athletes have to be very careful of not stepping on the inside line on their lane there. I always get nervous when I see very close to that, because we saw it for Amber Anning at the European Indoors, I think it was, and it's really not a situation that you ever anticipate when you think about how the championships might go. Andre doing well on the outside here, but yeah, there's more to come from both these athletes. I'm really sure that the competition's going to ramp up by quite a significant amount when it comes to the semi-finals, because it can be much tougher qualification.
Well, even when you look one step further, you do feel that in this women's 400 metres, a mouth-watering final is on the card.
To his teammate Stella Breen, but same result.
So here we go, the rematch. But this time it's a semi-final. The first of two, with the first three going through, and then two, the next fastest qualifiers. And all attention will be on the middle two lanes, where we approach with speed. Yemi Mary John, well, the reigning champion from 2023. World Under 20 gold medalist. She has such an impressive collection of medals, as does this woman who is wearing the blue bib as the Under 23 leader, the home favourite, doing the double. She's already gone in the 200 metres today. She's looked very comfortable all the way through her qualification stages. This is Clarissa Vianelli of Italy. Zancla Hoyer on the inside. So like the men, the first three to qualify, and then the next two. But all eyes on Henrietta Jaeger, the silver medalist, behind Yemi Mary John in 2023. The big rematch, but this is just the semi-final. So how will these two push each other? Will they push each other? So intriguing to see how this will unfold. Already starting to rack up the medals at the top international levels as well. They have world medals from the relays in John's case, and of course indoors in Jaeger's case. Olympic Games bronze as well for Yemi Mary John. Well, here we go, we're underway. Keep your eyes on lane 4 and lane 5. Very quick start from the home favourite, Henrietta Jaeger, who is moving very well. She's closed the gap on Yemi Mary John, but she's starting to pull away now around the athlete to the outside of her. These two side by side as Yemi Mary John goes past Klotze Jens. Just being edged by the Brit. As Jaeger looks to one side, looks to the other, it seems that 300-metre mark is the place to do it at the moment. Finishing strong and looking for the third automatic qualifying space is Ana Pietro of Spain. But it will be the gold and silver medalists from 2023 who crossed the line side by side. 51.64 on the clock. So they've booked their places, and it is Yemi Mary John who has edged it over Henrietta Jaeger. 0.05 the difference. Ana Pietro coming through as the next qualifier, 52.11. And, well, the time target, 52.50, and that was Elna Vesta of Sweden, who's in personal best form this season, just a little outside that in that race, setting that personal best in Madrid at the team championships. Well, Alex, this has been the one that everyone's been talking about. This rematch, it's come in the semi-final to start with, and, well, we'll see them again side by side, locked in battle once again in the final.
Yeah, extraordinary to see it in a semi-final first of all, and then wouldn't read too much into Yemi Mary John beating her there, but the difference between the two of them is that Henrietta Jäger has the 200 metres still to come. Of course, obviously the 400 heat yesterday, 200 heat this morning, 400...
Second semi-final of the women's 400 metres.
We kind of expected that Jäger and John might be split across, but in the end battling together. We have got two more British athletes in this festival, Zibkashnik on the outside, and then the ever-improving Poppy Malik now down to 51.9 at the trials for this event in Cardiff. Doe, the winner of the French Under-23 trial, and then Rebecca Grieve, a winner of the sprint relay gold at the European Under-18s. Myrte van der Scholt, an athlete who's improved this year to 52.02, but that was run indoors on the heats of the Olympic Games indeed. Klaudia Ospiuk of Poland alongside Berta Segura. Well, some fantastic times run by Spanish women over 400 this year. Segura 51.68 at best, bronze medalist in the relay a couple of years ago at this level, and then Nazi Demanta of Italy, 53.81 her personal best, so an outsider for a place in the final, especially with that tight inside line. So once again, top three going through from this semi-final and two-time qualifiers. So at the moment, Vesta 52.50 and Krause Jensch 52.98, those waiting. We've got Demat, Segura, Ospiuk, van der Scholt, Grieve, Doe, Malik and Zibkashnik in this second semi-final. Well, Myrte van der Scholt has plenty of inspiration to look up to, the likes of Femke Bol and Lieke Klaver that she's been in relay teams with. Alex Doe making a move on the outside there in the dark blue French kit. Two Brits also going strongly. Of course, two British medalists on the podium a couple of years ago. Hodgkinson in third, with John taking the title. 3 spaces are available in 2025 once again, automatically from this second semi. Doe still going strong, like she did in Nancy at the trials. Malik now starting to battle with van der Scholt. Is very close for the second spot. The Dutch woman gets it behind Alex Doe. 51.68 there, so really having to push. Doe has gone sub-52 for the first time, and by a big margin, 51.67. Now that personal best officially. We have seen some great times over 400, and no surprise to see some big improvements, as we talked about. Athletes generally around this age group improving a lot of the time. Van der Scholt, exactly 52 seconds there. That's PB by 200ths. Poppy Malik also making it through, being given the same time. And Rebecca Grieve just waiting on her clocking then from this second semi-final. 52.56, and then Ospiuk 53.40. So it looks like Vesta and Grieve will make it through at this stage.
Well, great to see in the closing stages. Beitul Kina who's going in the men's long jump for France, currently sat in second with that personal best jump in the first round, just looking to one side and cheering on for Doe. She came past him as they were in the last 10-15 meters. And Scholter and Malik given the exact same time. Nothing to separate them on the photo finish, and both with the qualifying places.
So 3 Spaniards in the men's 400 final, 3 British athletes in the women's final, and 1 Spanish woman as well, Prieto, but it was quite... Sun still very much out here in Bergen as we tick over towards 6 o'clock local time and the final of the women's 400 metres. One of the most hotly anticipated races. Anna Prieto, personal best of 52.27 in the semi-final. Here is Yemi Mary John, the defending champion, having narrowly beaten this woman 2 years ago in Espoo. Of course, she has the 200 final to come later. Henriette Jaeger, big Norwegian hopes on her. Mette van der Scholt, who's had some fantastic experience running the World Indoors, Europeans and Olympic Games. 52 seconds PB in the semi-final. Alex Doe, massive margin off her best in that semi. 51.67 for the French woman. Poppy Malik, who won the GB trials, 51.9 seconds. And a third Brit in this is Rebecca Grieve, a medley relay winner at European under-18 level 3 years ago. And Elna Wester of Sweden, more than 2 seconds improvement this year for her. Henriette Jaeger with a personal best of 49.62. Coming into these championships, 7th in the world this year. Only Femke Bol faster in Europe, but she has more races in her legs. The 200 semis earlier. I'm sure she won't be thinking at all about that final to come. She'll be focused on this prize. Wester, Grieve, Malik, Doe, van der Scholt, Jaeger, John and Prieto. The final of the women's 400 metres. Seven different nations have won this title in the last 7 editions, and Jaeger could be about to make that 8. But Yemi Mary John trying to retain this crown. They were oh so close in the semi-final together. And John on the outside there in the purple of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Jaeger very much sees her to her right, in her sights, and pushing hard now. Keely Hodgkinson was third behind them, but it was almighty close between the medalists. And Jaeger now, is she going to do this? John doesn't have a response here. The World Under-20 champion going to be beaten by the Norwegian on home soil. Jaeger takes the gold, 49.74, to smash a championship record that had been held for 20 years. Olga Zaitseva in 2005 in Erfurt. What an extraordinary performance from such a talented athlete and such a fighter. Seems to me like she's a bit of a reserved athlete, but on the track is where she does her talking. And she's still, of course, now got a chance to win 200-metre medal at least in a few hours' time. Yemi Mary John does get a personal best of 50.50. That's important for her, a World Championship qualifying time. Alex Doe, goodness me, she's improved her personal best from 52.12 to 50.94 at these championships, and she is clear in bronze.
Well, we've spoken about that 200 metres that's to come. If she can replicate the first 200 metres of this race, Henriette Jaeger, she flew out the blocks and was in very little time Already up on the shoulder of Yemi Mary John, you can see it there. I'll talk about Doe as well. When they had the head-on shot as they came into the bottom bend, she looked so relaxed. Holds herself really well, it's excellent form. And to smash her personal best in the style that she has done throughout the championships, exceptional. Henrietta Jaeger, what a result. Well, we always thought she'd come back and compete on home soil after all she's achieved this year. And that's a statement victory, tearing up the history books. Superb. And we get to watch her again later on this evening. What a treat.
Yes, that 49.62 clocking was also on home soil at the Bislett Games, but goodness me, to take effectively a second off a 400-metre championship record that has stood for so long. It was going to take a very special athlete, supported by a jubilant home crowd. Henrietta Jaeger from Yemi Mary John. It was the match, it was the rematch of these championships. But in the end, down that home straight didn't really appear a contest.
Well, they were so close, weren't they?